I'm John Beaudin. Here's part 4 of our interview series with Level 42 co-founder Phil Gould. This is Rock History Music.
World Machine, what do you think it was, the vibe going into that album that broke you through in North America? I mean, I'm curious about the vibe going into World Machine and, the following and Run in the Family. What was the vibe going like? What was it like going into each one of those albums? Because obviously you left after the second one. Well, not the second, but
it's different. I mean, like with World Machine was difficult because when that winter between True Colors and when we were going to do World Machine, I actually went around to everybody's house and said, "Look, we can produce ourselves with Wally, with a great engineer." And I made this impassioned speech, but all we have to do is trust one another, So I was quite shocked, having written 8 of the 9 tracks, and we were ready to record, that when Mark and Wally came upstairs and announced that when it came to mixing the album, only only those two and Julian Mendelsohn, the engineer, were going to be involved in the mix. And I was going, "What are you talking about? I've been involved in every mix we've done." And I even stayed behind in LA in '83 when we did Standing in the Light. I was the only one that stayed behind for the mixing. But because Level 42 was a democracy, we took a vote. And of course, it's 4 against 1. The other, Mike and Boone went along with it. And that was the beginning of me being completely feeling betrayed, because I said, we have to trust each other. Well, how can I not be trusted to be involved in the final stage of a production on 8? And I've written 8 of the 9 songs, And so it was a very difficult moment. So during the recording of that, I was really in a bad place. After we did the backing tracks, I just went to the Isle of Wight for a week to finish the lyrics. And then Mark thought that was a betrayal because he thought I'd walked away from the recording. I said to Wally, "I'm just going to go and finish the lyrics. You guys get on with it." And then I went back and did some overdubs and things like that, and then they mixed it. But then it became very complicated, because I really took umbrage at that, and I felt it was really important to be in a situation. And there are things that happened before that where trust issues had arisen. And for me, I just lived my life like that. And I could have maybe swallowed it up, but it really affected me. And I'm one of those people. I'm sorry, but I just, I'm glad I went back. I'm glad we had that successful period together, and we put that music out into the world. We headlined Glastonbury and all those things. Yeah. But I knew that I couldn't do any more than that, and I knew.
But let me interrupt you for a second. But you have success, and Running in the Family comes out after that. Was there ever a time between those 2 albums that you thought, maybe I will leave at that point?
Yeah, there was. To be honest, all along I knew I wasn't going to stay very long, but I felt like, I suppose there was part of me was saying, well, this is my baby. I formed the flipping band. I got the guys down to do the first independent single. So I just felt like I'm going to stay and enjoy the success and see where it goes. I thought things could get better. We had some amazing times throughout '86, culminating in the summer, headlining Glastonbury, which is probably the best gig we ever did on the Sunday night. It was unbelievable. And very sad, obviously, what's happened to my family in recent years with the loss of my brother. But the one thing that came into my mind when the first thought that came into my mind when I heard that dreadful news was the day we did Glastonbury, and Bruno and I walked up the ramp on the Pyramid stage, having just watched England lose to Argentina in the World Cup with Maradona's hand of God goal. And we were walking up stage arguing with each other, like cheating, so-and-so, And then we got to the top of the stage, and they said, "I'll see you later." I went behind the drums and he went to the guitar, and we played the gig of our lives, and it was just incredible because, Level 42 weren't a band that was supposed to do well at Glastonbury. It was a counterculture festival then. It wasn't televised, and it was all kind of like, quite underground things, but we actually killed it, and it was just an incredible feeling. And then after that gig, we went and recorded Running the Family, and then it was kind of downhill after that. But yeah, it's a shame because it was in fact to have that set at the time that we did in North America with Stevie Wonder with those songs like A Physical Presence, World Machine. It was just so great to play that stuff. So I'm glad I stayed because I got the opportunity to play that music around the world, and it was my music as much as anybody's. That was limited time I was on, borrowed time I was on.
Touring, what was the best experience for touring with some other band performer that you really thought, well, this is cool? I mean, who would that have been?
Well, a supporting role kind of thing.
Well, either way, someone touring with you and just you feel you meet musicians all the time and you have a kinship with them, or you don't, or else you don't have time to talk to them, or whatever it might be. But was there ever a moment where you went?
Well, I love the Stevie Winwood tour we did, the support tour we did in North America in '86, because the backing, his band were great, and we had a good reaction. We're getting a good vibe from the audience. The venues are great. They sounded pretty cool. It wasn't these huge mega stadiums. He was sort of playing convention centers, 10, 20,000. He was playing huge venues, but not like, giant stadium. It was a really good tour. We did a tour the following year with Madonna, which wasn't such a great audience for us, but that band was great to hang with. Louis Conte, John Moffat, Patrick Leonard, all those guys. Me and my brother, with Donna DeLore, all the backing singers, we were just barreling around New York, all these places in a limo with these guys and going to clubs and having this crazy time. It was brilliant fun. Incredible people. I don't think the Madonna tour did us any favors in terms of developing an audience, because it was a very different audience. But a Stevie Winwood tour was great because that there was some overlap between our approach, the quite rocky. But the '86 set was kind of quite hardcore compared to the much more poppy post Running the Family set, which is much more sequencer based, which is kind of why I really thought, my time's at an end now, because like the idea that we were good musicians, we had really good timing, and then a computer was dictating to you. So it was a little bit, I thought we were cheating the audience a little bit by doing that.
We'll have more from drummer Phil Gould coming up in 3-4 days. Make sure you comment on our video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. Buy a t-shirt, help support our channel, or simply make a donation. There's a link in the description of this video. I'm John Beaudin. Take care of yourself.